Hello children. Today we will discuss evidence for the quantized electronic energy levels. Okay, so what are the evidences through which we can prove that electronic energy levels are related with quantized energy? Okay, so you all know that what is quanta? Quanta, and quanta is regarded as a bundle of energy, a bundle of energy. Okay, so number of a small amount of energies together form a quanta, and each quanta is related with a specific amount of energy. Okay students, so as you can see in the case of a matchbox, if you are having a matchbox, these are the matchsticks. So this matchbox will be fully filled when we will fill all the matchsticks from here to here. We started filling of matchsticks inside it, and just one matchstick is left. All filled inside, but one is left outside. It means this matchbox is not complete. And as far as this matchstick will be added here, this matchbox will be completed. Okay students, same way also for quanta. Each quanta is related with a specific amount of energy, and when this amount of energy is completed in the form of number of small amount of energies, so after completing a specific amount of energy, this quanta become complete. Okay, so quanta is a plural term and the singular of this is quantum. So you can say that each quantum is related with a specific amount of energy. Okay students, so according to Rutherford's model, electrons revolve around the nucleus in a specific path known as shell. Now, when electron will revolve in this path, they will emit energy. Due to the evolution of this energy, the revolving path of electron will become shorter and shorter and shorter with the evolution of energy, and at last it will collapse with the nucleus of the atom. But this does not happen. Why? This was explained by Bohr in his model, and according to Bohr model of an atom, each electron revolves in the shell which are related with a specific amount of energy. So particular electron revolve in the shell of particular amount of energy. Okay students, and each shell is related with particular amount of energy. This energy of the shell is in the form of quantum. Okay, so each shell is related with a particular quanta of energy. And revolving electron, when a particular electron is revolving in a shell, it does not emit or absorb any energy. But at the state of excitation, when some energy is given to this electron, it will shift to next higher energy shell. Okay, but this shifting will takes place after a particular amount of energy given to this electron in the form of quanta only. Okay, so absorbing a particular quanta, this electron will shift from this lower energy shell to this higher energy shell, and it will start revolving here in this shell. This electron from here will shift here again after evolving the same number of quanta. Okay, students, so each shell of atom is related with a discrete amount of energy, or you can say each shell is related with a particular quanta of energy, and electrons can only absorb or evolve energy in the form of quantum. Okay, so this quantized electronic energy level, this quantized electronic energy levels, evidence for this concept is provided by atomic spectrum. Okay, students, so atomic spectrum is the evidence for the quantized electronic energy levels. Now, what is spectrum? Spectrum. When a solid is heated to incandescence, it emits light. If this light is passed through a prism or a grating, a series of color bands is obtained on the photographic plate or film. This series of color band on photographic plate is known as spectrum of the body. Okay, students, similarly, when sunlight is passed through a prism or a grating, a series of color bands is obtained. The bands obtained from sunlight consist of violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red colors. This implies that the sunlight already consisted of these wavelengths mixed together. The prism or grating has simply separated them and emitted them in a sequence. The separation of constituent wavelengths in a definite sequence by a prism or a grating is called dispersion, and the series of color bands is called a spectrum. Okay, students, means a spectrum may be regarded as a plot of intensities of the constituent part of radiation emitted or absorbed by a substance against their wavelengths, frequencies, or wave numbers in the increasing or decreasing order. Okay, students, now after this we will discuss atomic spectra. The spectrum obtained on account of the characteristic behavior of an individual atom is called atomic spectrum. The atomic spectrum consists of sharp, well-defined lines or bands corresponding to definite frequencies. Okay, students. So these bands or lines prove that the quantized electronic energy levels present in atoms or in molecules. There are two types of atomic spectra. First is emission spectra and the second is absorption spectra. First is emission spectra. Atoms, molecules or ions absorb energy and come in excited state. At this state, the radiations emitted by species are analyzed by a prism or grating. The spectra obtained contain distinct bright lines. The spectra of this type are called emission spectra. Now, how can we produce an emission spectra? To produce an emission spectrum, energy is supplied to the sample. The energy may be supplied by heating or irradiating the sample. When the sample gives up the absorbed energy, the wavelength or frequency of the radiation emitted is recorded, and this way we can obtain emission spectra of the given species, which can be atom, molecule or ion. Okay, students. So on the basis of nature of emission spectra, it is again of two types, and the first type is line spectra. Line spectra. When the radiations emitted by atomic species are analyzed by a prism or grating, the spectra obtained contain distinct bright lines. The spectra of this type are called emission spectra. Now, due to the presence of distinct lines, an emission atomic spectrum is known as line spectrum. The molecular species also give emission spectra, but their spectra contain groups of lines called bands. So how can we produce a line spectra? When some volatile substance is heated in Bunsen flame or an electric discharge is passed through a gas at low pressure, and analyzing the emitted radiation by a prism or a grating. The apparatus used for recording a spectrum is known as a spectrometer or spectrograph. Okay, students. For example, sodium and potassium, when heated in Bunsen flame, emit yellow and violet light respectively. Each element gives its own characteristic spectrum, and line spectra of different elements are different. So we can say that line spectrum is characteristic of an element or atom. The atoms of a particular element will always give a definite set of spectral lines corresponding to definite frequencies or wavelengths. Okay, students. So these line spectra can be used for identification of different elements. The spectra of the elements are described as their fingerprints, as you can see in the case of sodium also. Sodium is producing lines, yellow lines of particular wavelengths. Okay, so when any element is producing yellow lines with these particular wavelengths, it means that element is sodium. So all different elements will produce lines of different wavelengths, and due to this we can distinguish one element with the other with the help of their line spectrum. Okay, and that is why the spectra of the elements are described as their fingerprints. Okay, students. So the elements like rubidium and cesium were discovered by the study of their atomic spectra only. Next type of emission spectra is continuous spectra. When white light from any source is passed through a prism, it splits into 7 colors. These 7 colors are so continuous that one color merges into next. You can say with the help of this figure, when a light from sunlight is passed through a slit and then through a prism and obtained on a photographic plate, then a continuous band of different colors is obtained, and these bands are in overlapping condition with each other. So such type of spectra is known as continuous spectra. Okay, students. So this merging of bands is due to the collective behavior of a large number of interacting atoms. Second type of spectra is absorption spectra. Absorption spectra. So according to this spectra, the spectrum obtained by the selective absorption of certain wavelengths by a substance from the electromagnetic radiations to which it is exposed is known as absorption spectrum. Okay, students. Now, when a beam of continuous light is passed through a solution or vapors of a chemical substance, it is observed that spectrum obtained contains a number of dark lines. These lines are observed in the place of those wavelengths which are absorbed by the substance. Such a spectrum consisting of dark lines is called an atomic absorption spectrum. The wavelengths absorbed depend upon the nature of the chemical through which continuous light has been passed. Okay, students. So as you can see from this diagram, here this white light first passed through a slit and then an absorbing substance or sample, and from there through a prism. So this spectrum is obtained which is having dark lines in yellow region. Okay, so dark lines in yellow region, and these dark lines are formed due to the presence of this absorbing sample. Means this absorbing sample is sodium. Okay, because in the emission spectrum you have seen yellow line in the same region, and here in absorption spectrum you are getting dark lines at same place. Okay, students. So it means that these dark lines appear at the same place where colored lines are obtained in the emission spectra for the same substance. Okay, students.